Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today we're going to be talking about everybody's favourite cardboard friend, Nintendo Labo. Yes, Nintendo recently released a load of new videos about Labo, and I thought it was about time to start talking about it again. And thankfully, they gave us some new information, so we had the means to make a new video. Loads and loads of people are still saying it's just cardboard. Why would you spend $60, $70, whatever it is, I don't know what it is in dollars, on just some cardboard. But the thing is, it's not just cardboard, is it? And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the software side of things and show you, just how much there is in terms of software, primarily focusing on games rather than every possible feature in the software, because otherwise we'll be here forever. If it's all right with you, I'm going to be reading the notes off my phone because life's too short. But anyway, enough waffling, let's dive right into things. Okay, so let's start with the smaller stuff. We've got the RC car. Now, it's, you know how it works. It works by vibration, of course, but there is a game in there as well. It's not just a weird sort of novelty. There are these sort of sumo battles where you have to try and flip an opponent, and you actually have to have two of these Labo things, and they will, you can just use one switch for it as well. You've got one side, well, you can probably see it on screen because that's what I'm going to do. Nice little bonus feature. It even shows when your RC car has fallen over. It recognizes it, probably due to motion controls or some other crazy nonsense, and it does a little explosion. It's just nice that, they didn't need to program that. It could just be entirely, you've just got this thing and you keep score yourself. But no, it's just there. It's bonus. It's lovely. Yeah. The fishing rod. Now, unsurprisingly, for the fishing rod, you have a fishing game. And I genuinely really love fishing games. I think it comes from Ocarina of Time. So obviously you use the Labo, you reel in the fish and stuff like that, and once you've caught the fish, then you can chuck it in an aquarium and you can access the aquarium, and we don't know, but hopefully you can learn a little bit more about the fish, a little bit like Animal Crossing. That would be good, especially for kids, because learnings. There's also another fun little feature where you can actually cut out a shape in a scrap of cardboard, like cut out the negative and then slide it in, and it will be able to see, and it'll go, okay, yep, and then you make a fish in that shape, which is just, it's kind of superfluous, but it's fun. And at the end of the day, isn't that what video games are supposed to be? Moving on, we've got the house. Now, the house is home to a sort of a slightly horrifying eye-mouth creature, which has one mouth and the eyes are inside the mouth. I don't like it when it does this bit where it goes, I think of that like the eyelid. I hate it. But what about the actual game? Well, the individual blocks each have different functions depending on where you put them. You've got various different blocks that do different things, and as I just said, depending on where you put them, it changes what they do. But the most interesting thing happens when you combine them, because it seems that they will unlock various mini-games, actual games, rather than just being sort of like a weird interactive toy. So you've even got a bowling mini-game, which I love bowling mini-games. Super Monkey Ball, innit? The motorbike, one of the most impressive Toy-Con there is, at least in the variety kit, except maybe the piano, but, that's a piano. What's really surprising is that in the game for this, you can ride around on a motorbike. You rev like that, and you ignition like that. It's pretty cutting-edge stuff. More importantly, though, you're not just driving around aimlessly, you can also take part in a Grand Prix, which some even call a race. And obviously, first to the finish wins and stuff like that. There's no hint of multiplayer, which seems like a really big missed opportunity, so it may well be that, there is multiplayer, they just haven't revealed it yet. But if there isn't, that seems like a real trick they've missed. What's really interesting is that you can actually scan images using the infrared Joy-Con camera thing. And like the example they do is they scan their hand, but you could theoretically scan anything, and it changes the landscape inside the stadium. And, I don't know whether it's going to have a huge impact on the gameplay, but it's fun nonetheless, and think of the crazy things you could do. And, theoretically, the levels and stuff that you could create are pretty much endless. But it gets better. You can also put your Joy-Con into this little mini bike thing, and then just by moving it like this and you can actually create a track to be written upon, and just by your motions it knows exactly what to do, and then you can go and you can fine-tune things like track width and stuff like that, and you can create a water level and all these sort of things. It's a really impressive track editor, and more importantly, it doesn't look like it's going to be a massive ball ache in order to make them. I really want this to be shareable over the internet. I really want to be able to make a course and then send it to a friend and say, see if you can beat this, and then they do easily, because I'm not very good at making courses. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen because of the whole, you know, sort of focus on kids. You know, Labo's going to be for kids. It's for kids. And apparently Nintendo and the internet means no kids can't use it. What I'm trying to say is Nintendo will probably think, well, people could, you know, sort of take pictures of rude words, carve it into the landscape and says things like, Jimmy sucks, and then send it to Jimmy, and then Jimmy gets upset. So I fear maybe there won't be internet connectivity, which is a real shame because that would be great. Online multiplayer as well, that would be amazing. Now, I'm not really going to talk about the piano because it's not really a game, it's more like an application, if you like, and this is primarily focused on the game stuff, because otherwise, as I said before, we're going to be here forever. But I do just want to say that the piano, oh my goodness gracious me, the fact that you can just take just cut out a waveform into paper, stick it in, and you can create a piano using that sound, that's just incredible. I wonder if you were clever enough, whether you could, like, sample your own voice in something that will show the waveform, just you going like meh or something, and then take that waveform, try and replicate it by cutting it out, and then put it in the Labo. That would be amazing, but probably needlessly complicated. So it's time to move on to the robot kit. Yes, this is the big daddy with most of the gameplay by the looks of it, although I must admit I am a little bit concerned that it doesn't look like there's going to be a huge amount of actual gameplay in the robot kit. I mean, with the variety kit, you've got all the variety per the name, and so that makes it a little, you know, there's loads of different things to do, but with the robot kit, I'm a little bit apprehensive. But we don't know everything, so we'll wait and see. So, I mean, obviously you can run around as a giant robot just destroying things, and, you know, you do that, and it replicates your movements. You've seen it all before, and you can do that, and you rack up a high score. It's pretty basic. It's just like a score attack thing. It looks like fun, and it looks like the most, you know, that's the thing they developed first, and that's fine, you know, that's good fun. But there is also a challenge mode with at least 15 stages. I hope there's more, but we don't know that for sure. And you can actually unlock new moves by completing these challenge stages, or even challenge stages. You can also customize your robot's colors by with a fun thing by like putting screws in and changing things and stuff like that, which is a fun way, even if it is a little bit needless to do all that. But nevertheless, it's fun, and games are supposed to be fun, so I like it. I'm also kind of hoping that we'll be able to change individual parts of the robot so that you can customize it to look different and, you know, have different parts and maybe, you know, just different shapes for different parts. Maybe the parts have an impact in the game, maybe they don't. I don't care, but we haven't seen any sign of that yet, which is a little bit worrying. Also, if you really want, you can stick your Switch into the main backpack part and walk around and do, you know, like, make sounds like a dragon, or you can look as disinterested as this young man. You can also play multiplayer, but you will unfortunately need 2 robot kits, which is going to get expensive. But, you know, it makes sense, you know. I don't know, maybe you could build one yourself, just out of cardboard, you know, and just spoof it or something. To be honest, you probably could. The Labo seems to be versatile enough. And speaking of versatility, the final thing that we're going to be talking about today, and we're only going to be talking about it briefly because, my god, it probably deserves its own video, is the Toy-Con Garage, or is it Labo Garage? I don't know. Now, with the variety kit, the garage can be used to create all sorts of crazy different things. We don't know the limitations of it yet, but right now it's looking very, very open and sort of like coding, like visual language stuff, which is really, really exciting. However, we have no idea what it does with Project Giant. I mean, the robot kit. I mean, I suppose maybe you could create different kinds of movement, maybe? I don't know. I mean, with the variety pack, it's sort of saying create your own Joy-Con, Toy-Con. I can't get anything right today. But with the robot, you've kind of not got as much flexibility. Or maybe it's going to be the same thing. Maybe it's universal across all different, you know, Labo games, which would be interesting, if marginally disappointing, but it depends how open and varied it is. Maybe it would be Wonderful. But anyway, I hope that's given you a better idea of just, you know, how much gameplay there's going to be in this Labo stuff. It's not just cardboard toys, it goes beyond that, and it looks very lovely. Are you convinced? Let us know your thoughts down there in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you create your own custom subscribe button Toy-Con? And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you... I can't think of anything in 11 seconds.